First, let me again thank Community Foundation as well as Ken Forward for allowing us to present. One thing I relearned tonight already, and reading just the little scripts that you put together, whether we're funded or not, and obviously they'd like to be funded, all of you be on notice. We'll be calling you to partner with you. And for those of you who don't know what foster care is, I've been doing this foster care now for an adoption and a bunch of other mental health issues at our agency for going on 36 years. I'm going to give you a couple pieces of data before I talk about fostering creativity and some of other funding that we're requesting to be used with these funds that we're awarded. We started 35 years ago. Protective Services takes a case and brings it in foster care, then DHS decides to farm it out to us, or Whaley if it's residential, and other agencies in the community. We recommended termination of parental rights less than 1/4% of the time, not even 1/8. Today, us and all agencies are recommending termination of rights 50% of the time. That's the bad news. It means that I'm glad you chose youth, because youth do not vote. And the youth that we're getting into care now, I'll give you a couple quick horror stories and tell you one of the reasons why we started this. You know, the younger youth really scare me in this county. 18 youth, under 2, were shaken so badly that they in fact had to be put into care, and perhaps were 5 months old and had 5 different broken clavicles, as well as shaken blind. That's the little kids. That's a problem that we're going to be working on, partnering with Whaley and others and judges to try to fix very quickly, because it's becoming very difficult. The families we didn't deal with before are now parents. So why fostering creativity? We've read studies that one in education, if you cannot read at the 3rd grade level, you are likely to go to prison if you have drugs or domestic violence and other things involved in your life, particularly poverty. Remember, the kids we get and the families we get are in the system. Some of these kids have never seen FIA or FIM. All the studies show us that if you introduce art to these kids, hopefully we'll be able to move them through the system faster. We're also matching, since we had that 50% kind of history, matching of foster parents is 85% of these kids, the good news side, that rights are terminated, our foster parents adopt. So our success rate is not 50-50, it's 85% in terms of positive outcome. However, usually it's not with, 50% of the time it's not with the birth parent. We have the University of Michigan to evaluate this program, namely Dr. Worthy. She's doing a self-evaluation piece of it, met with her again today. We have our primary partner of youth that we're serving with from ages 5 to 23 in some cases. Usually 18 will be the cutoff date, but there are some kids who've fallen through the cracks that we need to also address. We will match up the foster parent if they might adopt to be a part of this program as well. We'll match up the birth parents if we really feel we can get them home, because we want to observe bonding. We want to see if we can move those kids and families into positive situations. And through art, and we have an art therapist we just hired from Wayne State, not Michigan. We also have a partnership with the University of Michigan, where we take any foster kid over 14. We will find money to pay them in partnership with the University of Michigan and coach that kid all the way through school. Fostering creativity also will expose kids in the University of Michigan as well as other schools. Our caseworkers, we have value added, so to speak. Our caseworkers will also be working with these kids. Dr. Worthy also agreed today, so she wants to be licensed, that she's going to give us some free therapy when the PhD supervises her for some cases that we can't treat these kids. You know, she will not treat in the art program. She will treat our other kids because of compromise her evaluation piece. But she will be doing the evaluation piece. So we too will be moving kids and looking for services for those kids. Hear me again. Many of our parents don't know what FIM is. Many of our kids have never heard of it. FIA is not a part of this program. This program is funded by Ruth Mott Foundation. Our other partners who will be delivering these 12-week pieces are Chris Watson, who's a local artist, who did the cover on the piece that's being passed to you. We also have Raise It Up, a local artist group, who will be doing some literacy things so kids maybe write to expose things better than I do. The therapist will be there to help with that process. And the last person is actually Chris, who will be doing actual art stuff in different staggering weeks for different age groups. We would go to 3 ages group if the artist can go that low, but they're really saying 5. If we can find some people that take 3-year-olds, we will, with model levels to do that. So we're extremely excited. You can see why from the 2 presentations I've heard that if we don't get it, we're going to be knocking on those doors. Our kids need mentors. Our kids need other resources. We got feature kids. We service the whole county. That's what we do. I don't need that. Well, questions? Yes, ma'am.
So you mentioned that you're serving feature kids, and I'm just curious, what other organizations are you partnering with? Because you said that you do mentorship, so do you have a partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters?
We don't have an official partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters, no. I said, from hearing what I heard here today, of things that we sometimes as agencies trying to survive, we kind of isolate ourselves. I've learned over 35 years at Ennis, that won't work anymore. Money is too strong. You've got to deal with other people and partner with them. U of M is a partner of ours. University of Michigan is a partner of ours, also with students. We have students involved in this from Wayne and Michigan. Art students as well as social work students at all 3 levels, both associate's degree, bachelor's degree, and master's degree students that will be helping us with this project. So we have partners, we just need more. Yes, sir.
You mentioned that, so part of it will go to the fostering creativity program, and part of it to the youth special needs fund.
I missed that, sir. Thank you.
So based on the cost of the program, do you see it like a 50-50 split between them?
No, it could be more like I'm guessing, 10% to special needs. Here's why we ask for that money. Say we have a youth who was beaten so badly that we find talk got able to walk. However, the foster parents got a baby, so we had to buy a stroller where it's the baby, and then a stroller where this kid could sit down so we could go places, but state won't pay for it. The other way we use that money, if you break glasses, eyeglasses, when you are in this system, you get 1 pair a year unless we pay for it. You get $330 a year by clothing for kids. Our rate is $37 for everything, and this gets paid. Now, if you look at what we pay the foster kids, we don't pay them. It's age-appropriate reimbursement because we don't want it taxed. Averages $17, $18 a day, a Medicaid card, and $300. We got to get support to those people. Some of the mileage in here on the grant is to give them here, get them in places, the transportation stuff, and to expose them to other places. So thank you for doing that. I blew that. Thank you very much. Doctor. Yes, ma'am.
You may have mentioned this and I didn't hear it. Can you tell me the number of children that will be impacted with this grant?
Yes, ma'am. At least 50.
Okay.
And part of this grant is to try to increase that. There's younger kids. We've got on the art therapists, and we have some more students coming from Wayne. We'll work with these younger kids doing therapy with it as well, so that we can service more kids. Our goal is always value added. We also have 20 folk businesses downtown where let's put art up. I'm going to partner with these art walk stuff and get our kids recognized and what they do because we want to increase their self-esteem. We think it's going to affect literacy. We're making all these kids read, or age appropriately read, to every course they're taking because of the data I gave you earlier. Yes, ma'am.
How you select the 50 or so students, is it a voluntary thing or is it a recommendation?
It's a recommendation of our caseworkers. If you look at that, if those of you have it, that calendar that went around, you might want to go to 3. Some of those kids and families being invited first because we did this calendar without being reimbursed because we just knew this was the right thing to do. And we do this calendar this year, next year we should look better. And in selling the ads for this calendar, we begin to ask people when we get funded, which would not fund us, we will then ask you if we can put the art up and display it downtown, other places, and they said yes. We have 20 so far, and we'll work on that some more and partner with you guys to hopefully get our kids exposed positively in more places. Yes, sir.
Just I have one question and then you triggered another question. So the first question is, you probably have those kids who aren't privileged or able to participate in that art program versus kids who are. Have you noticed any type of outcome changes between those who are and those who aren't?
We haven't because we just started, we
Okay.
haven't just rolling out this program, but we don't have any affluent kids. Every kid in our program is Medicaid, and they're dealing with the dollar amount of that, $9,600 poverty, so they're going to the state. So they're all poor kids in our program.
And then the second to that, in terms of your Fostering Connections program, Bob, do you have any type of outcome numbers in terms of kids who complete and get their degree and what type of success rate is on that?
Without art or with,
Just in general.
in general, in terms of permanency is defined as getting a kid
Yeah.
permanent in home. We bat 85%
Okay.
evaluated by movement, okay, which is not good. We'd like to bat better. That includes adoption. We don't bat 85% getting kids back to their natural parents. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
I just want to highlight, the cost per participant on this is very high, because the Ruth Mott amount was, the grant from Ruth Mott is 100 and,
No, it's not very high, I'm sorry. We asked Ruth Mott for, that includes rent, that includes the artist supplies, that includes transportation. I'm charging $1 per foot for rent on this process. We asked for $169,000, and we got 95, and we donated another $20,000 in kind from us, because we believed this program would be beneficial. You could come and open the books and we'll be making not one dime on this program.
no, I'm just,
Okay.
I'm just comparing, because there is other money for this program compared to some of these other programs, that this is the only money, so I'm just pointing out that,
Okay, well, yeah, we have Ruth Mott as a primary sponsor for this program. You're absolutely right.
But it's 2/3 of what you request.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
thank you, Bob.
Thank you.